It's Halloween, so you still get me in my hat. You might not be able to see my face, but today I know you're learning to become a designer, so let's work on illustrating a broomstick. Because why not? It's Halloween. And last week we made a witch hat, so hopefully you had fun doing that with me. If you're not part of my courses VIP group, make sure and go join it. All you have to do is go to karinagardner.com and click on exclusive VIP to join, and every Wednesday I send out tutorials and PDFs and all that stuff. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to start with our rounded rectangle tool. Now, usually you should have your rectangle tool up. Come down to your rounded rectangle tool, and you just need to click and hold on your mouse and pull down and you'll get this menu, okay? So I'm going to make a very, very long stick, just like that. You can see I have a none in my fill and I have a stroke for my black. Yours is probably, I'm guessing it actually looks like this, with a white fill and a black stroke. And I'm just going to swap those two colors out. I'm going to click on my stroke and I'm going to click none because I just want this to be a black fill. Okay, so are you with me still? All right, so now we're going to take that rounded rectangle tool and we are going to pull down in the hopes of creating some kind of broom-like shape. Now, if you notice, I've pulled down, but I'm holding it. So I want you to continue holding it as well. Now, if you use your arrow tools going up or down, you can make it more rounded or less rounded. I want mine to be more rounded. So you can see that I've pushed it a couple of times and now it's more rounded. Wherever you're at, push up or down on those keystrokes so you can decide if you're going to have it more rounded or less rounded than whatever your default setting is. Okay, so I've let go of mine, so I've gotten this funny little rounded rectangle shape. So we are just going to come over to your rectangle tool, and now I'm going to grab the bottom of this. That way I can make a straight area for this broomstick, okay? So I'm going to grab my selection tool, I'm going to grab the rounded rectangle that's sitting at the bottom, that's going to be like my sweeping part, and I'm going to grab the rectangle and we're going to use the Pathfinder window to trim away at this. So go to Window and click on Pathfinder. That should give you the Pathfinder window, and we are going to choose Trim. It's the second one from the left. So I'm going to trim that off, do an Object Ungroup, and pull this rectangle away, and you can see I've got this great straight area. Okay, so now I have the silhouette, which is pretty great. I'm going to select both of them and we're going to line them up. So my align is next to my Pathfinder window, okay? If yours is not, go to Window, Align, and it should bring that window up for you, and we're just going to horizontally align them to the center. Easy peasy, right? Now, usually there's a few more details, so we're going to go ahead and add some of those. The first thing I'm going to do is grab this rectangle, and I'm just going to make it skinnier and longer, and I'm going to place it like there, like a little like 2/3 of the way up on this broom. I'm going to select both of these things, go back to my Pathfinder window, and we're going to trim it again. So trim, and do an Object Ungroup, and I'm going to pull this little stick away. Okay, so now it's looking really broom-like. If you want to put some kind of cut somewhere in the handle, we can do that. So I'm going to select the handle and that rectangle again, and I'm going to trim again, do an Object Ungroup, and pull away. Okay, so now we have some great kind of trimmed out areas. Now if you want to make some little wedges, like so it feels like it's more like straw down at the bottom, I'm going to just zoom in, and what we're going to do is we're going to make some funky shapes with our pen tool. So my pen tool is right here, okay? I don't know where yours is sitting, hopefully just 3 from the top like mine. Grab that pen tool and I am just going to start pulling in some tiny skinny shapes like this, and I'm not getting crazy about it. I'm just kind of like building these shapes like all the way across, because what we're going to do is trim away from it and we're going to see what we get. Okay, now I'm just going to close it up because I do want it to be built as a shape, and you saw how I did that. I was just like making anchor points as I went. And now I'm going to select off of my pen tool. I'm going to take my selection tool, which is my black arrow. I'm going to select both that bottom part of the broom and that weird crazy shape that I've made, and I'm going to trim it. Now if you do an object, ungroup, and pull away, whoops, looks like I need to pull it like that. There we go. You can see I have made the bottom of that broom area. How cute is that? And that was easy, right? That was a quick way to make a little broom. And we used what? The pen tool, the rounded rectangle tool, and trimming. Super simple. I hope that this has helped you learn to become a designer even more than wherever you're at, whether at the very beginning or you're in the intermediate or you're super advanced, that you are learning more skills to become a designer. And if you are not subscribed to the channel, you should. I would love for you to, and I will see you soon.